Okay, here are some other kinds of bands. And these ones have handles. This one is pretty intense, but it comes with 3 different bands on it, so you can decide if you just wanted to do the one band. I think the pink's the easiest, then the black, then the blue, or you can do them all together because you're super intense and extreme. But these are different things you can do with this. You can do curls here as you step on that with a single leg. It's going to be a little more beginner. And again, if you single out the bands, it will be a little bit easier. Or you can also double it up so that you're really having to control with the bands. The nice part is that restriction where you go back down when you're pulling up and exerting. That's where you exhale. Inhale down. Inhale. Exhale. So make sure it gets all the way straight in those curls, all the way up. That concentric and eccentric motion, full range of motion. When you stop short, you're not allowing that tricep to get in part of that movement. So if you can go all the way down and up, controlled movement, isolate. If doing them 2 at a time is too much, you can do it 1 at a time, controlled. Again, you can come here and you can also do compound movements. I love compound movements. So that's doing 2 exercises in one. So a curl, press, that's a little heavy. So I can come over here and ease it up a little. So you can find your intensity level. Again, and when you start to lose your form, you need to fix something or take down the resistance. If it's struggling here every time, that's too heavy, okay? You need to be able to come up all the way through controlled motions. So that's a curl and press. You can also do an upright row. So standing in front, you pull it here like you're pulling up your pants really high, mom jeans, all the way up, and controlled down. Again, the wider you go, a little harder it is. Or you can do where you pull them up from here. So bands, so versatile, so awesome. Get some. You can also put it around something. Just be careful and maybe film yourself. So if you do have one of those moments where it pops you in the face, you could go viral. Just kidding, don't do that. But be careful, they can hurt. I've had them, come up and hit me in the face. And it's embarrassing. Okay, I'm gonna show you a few more moves with these bands. I'm sitting down. I'm gonna hook up to my feet, sorry. But you're gonna hold your arms right here in that L position. You're gonna lift and lower and control. Bring it almost to your feet, almost to the floor, and then come up. Controlled, keep it straight. Thinking about your core, pushing that belly button towards the floor, squeezing those abs, squeezing your pelvic floor, pushing things towards the ground. And control, real controlled motion, holding that weight there. I don't want you to go down with it and pull it up. I want the arms static and the legs doing all the work. So this is another thing to target your core. You can also keep your head down. And when you pull your head up, you're adding just a little bit extra. So while we're still in this position, you can get your legs a little wide and you can cross your bands. And so you can pull and pull. Or you can also keep them straight and pull them back. Or you can come down, pull back, forward. So there's just so much fun with these bands. Show me your favorite. What are your favorite? I've seen some funny ones on the internet. So, show me some of your favorites. Okay, so another part of squeezes that we do are from our knees, or you can be in a plank position if you're really feeling it, or utilize the bands. But I got it hooked around that foot right here. And so I determine how difficult I want it, so can you. So again, I'll show you with or without. So these kind of moves are gonna tuck in. Oh, it rolled off my foot. Tuck in, bring it back. Tuck, lift. You're trying to keep your hips parallel to the floor. If we tilt, we're not gonna be building up what we're trying to build up right back there. And so again, with these, you can do reps, or you can do a timer and then hold on the rest. Then there's straight leg lifts. You keep that leg straight. There's pulses. There's arches where you point one side, bring it behind. The band can get in the way sometimes. Or I call these the Brazilian butt lifts. You're gonna tuck, lift, cross behind, up, down. So there's lots of things you can do, even just a straight leg pulse. And all of these can be done without the band. The band just adds that extra resistance. But again, you can be here, tucking, lifting, all of those same movements, really focusing on keeping your body tight and not tilting, but keeping it there so that you can really get that full range of motion, and you're really targeting this back and this booty area. Again, I will post my bands and my squeezes in the comments or somewhere on our page, our group page. Okay, I'm gonna show you a few more different moves with the bands, more of standing up with squats incorporated in it. You can even put these around and take steps. That's fine, you could do that. But what I want you to do, hip distance apart, you're gonna pull it wide, and then you're gonna squat down. Come up, back to center, other side, squat. So you have the resistance pulling, but you're also doing that squat. So I'll show you from this side. Squat, and when you get down into a squat, your knees, I want your knees behind your toes and your booty back. When you start getting into bad, poor positions and poor form, that's when you're gonna have different issues. So a lot of times when you are starting to exercise, I know it's like the last thing you wanna do is look in the mirror while you're doing it, but it's really important to see your form. So if your form's bad, it's kind of useless. I always say form over reps. Like, you want your form to be perfect so that you're getting and you're hitting things correctly. And you're supporting your body and you're coming up through. So with this, see, maybe at an angle. As we come down, you come down, knees back, about 90-degree angle, come up, squeeze, bring those hips forward. So these you can do, again, you can time it in intervals. I love interval timing, that's my jam. I teach high intensity interval training. That's what I like to do. I like to be able to hit to a spot, or sometimes I like reps, but some people don't want to have to count it. But reps are good to keep you even, you know, so if you're doing some of these and you keep ending up on the right side and the left side doesn't get it as much, it's bad, but really that one's just a squat. So there's other things you can do with the bands here. You can come into a lunge, but it's gonna just roll up by your knees, but that's something you could do. Also, you bring it up higher in those squats and come wide, do a wider squat and pull down. So that resistance is there, pulling you in, you're working against it. So a lot of different things you can do with these bands. You can be creative, or you can go Google it. But look for form, look for things that you can do. that aren't gonna hurt you, especially if you're a beginner. So if you are a beginner, you're worried, talk to your doctor first about what you can do. So don't hold me liable. So you can also do different types of arm exercises with these, resistance training. So the nice thing about these is they're not gonna take a lot of space up in your home. Not like a bunch of exercise equipment. And you can do a lot of things that is resistance training, which is what your body needs to grow muscle or build muscle. So there's a few more moves for you. So deadlifts are one of the best way to kind of build those legs and that booty. And with the resistance bands, I mean, weights are preferable, but if you just have resistance bands, you can make it work. Okay, you're gonna come down. A deadlift is basically, you're gonna be like grabbing a weight and pulling it up. So a regular deadlift is your booty's gonna come down with it, stand up, weight in your heels, almost stop. Down and up. So it's a squat, but there's usually weight here. So that's what that band is simulating. If we're doing more of a Romanian, it's more of a you bending over and hinging up. And the knees don't quite bend as much as they do with the deadlift. So I'll show you with a weight, if you have weights. A little kettlebell. You come down and up. So deadlift, like that. Romanian is more of a hinge and come up. Hinge, bring everything forward. Deadlifts.